interracial relationship. My father's black, raised in the deep South under Jim Crow laws in the South. My mother's white, raised in upstate New York, Palmyra, the place where the Mormon religion originated. So, and both of them truly subscribed to their culture and were proud of who they were and their family connections. But one of the things that I noticed in my upbringing is I learned very different lessons from my father than I did from my mother. And one of the areas that my mother edified me in a way that my father probably didn't was financial literacy. I think one of the things that plagues our community is financial literacy and being exposed to a world that is very different than maybe what they see on a day-to-day basis. I think one of the things that benefited me is my paradigm was able to be shifted because of the things that I was exposed to.
Were you around when City Center was open? I tell people, City Center was like 20 years too soon.
Yeah, it was.
Because there was nothing there after 5 to sustain it. Now people are moving downtown. Now they should build City Center. It would thrive. That mall would thrive because you got downtown housing. People who could walk there to shop or walk there for dinner or walk there for, on Saturdays. But the other side of that is we have to look at our communities and not just build affordable housing, but accessibility. One of the things I think people like you, developers, have to do is insist on development not just being housing, which is profitable, but that we also insist in partnership that with housing comes resources. So you don't have what your supermarket is now changing, vegetable and fruit deserts, that you have places where people can buy fruit and vegetable and juice and milk and not just potato chips and stuff like candy and stuff like that. So you've got to develop, I think, almost simultaneously resources that go with the housing so that there's a parity, so a neighborhood grows up together. And that means hospitals have to put a clinic there.
Yep.
So I may not be able to have to go to a hospital, but at least I have a clinic there. I have a place there where if I don't feel well or if my child gets hurt, they can get stitches right there without having to go all the way to Mount Carmel East if I live all the way this way.
Brad, is that easier said than done, or
but but so we call that walkable communities.
Walkable,
right? And that's what I like. That's the development term of the last decade is create walkable communities, right? It puts less impact on mass transit.
Yep.
Puts less impact on carbon dioxide output.
Yes, of cars.
Carbon emissions. I'm sorry, but the big thing for us is we have to separate business from the development. There are great developers here in Columbus, and some of them are great family organizations that ethically are in tune. They want to be involved. They're philanthropic, but at the end of the day, there's a divide, right? But they're not businesses. So what happens is developers build buildings. They build boxes. It could be housing, it could be retail, it could be office.
Yeah.
The key is on the business. So if and I agree 100%. Convenience store versus grocery store is two completely different things, right?
We bought a convenience store.
Yes.
Right. Close convenience stores, and but the thing is convenience store is better than nothing. But if you can get a grocery store, it's a different dynamic. And now you're talking because the type of food, the greengrocer, those things they're incredibly difficult to have. It's difficult to make money. But if you're able to figure out the business of a greengrocer and grocery store, that's what a community can do. And then they have to go there.